What's going on, everybody? Andy Waddell with Form Films. Welcome back to Grade in 10. Today we're going to tackle a little challenge with natural light. All right, here is our shot. So this is from an interactive experience we did a few years back, running around, shooting run and gun interviews with teachers and staff at a private school. It's on our website. Check it out, formfilms.com/interactive. But here's the situation. You walk into the art room, you get this beautiful natural sunlight in the afternoon coming through the windows. You want to illuminate your talent with that. You're just running with a camera and some bounce cards. You got nothing else. And of course, the artificial light is not going to match on temperature. So what do? Well, in this case, we leaned into capturing the windows at the proper exposure, knowing we would bump up and work with the talent on the back end. So kind of a quick decision on the spot. You got to make them. And in the end, it went from this to that. So that's where we're going to take it today, is make this room feel bright and present with all these nodes right here. So let's get it going. I'm going to kill everything right there. We'll start from scratch. Out of the gate, going to denoise my image. This is shot on the red Gemini 5K, by the way. Not much noise in the shadows. I think we were shooting at 400 ISO. I don't remember for sure. I could double check. This is about 3 years ago. So it's been a while. I've slept since then. All right, up next, I'm going to adjust exposure overall, and then we will adjust the left side of the frame. So watching my scopes. I've been in audio world today a little bit. Watching my scopes, we don't want to crush what's happening outside, especially like right in this area, but I do want to grab everything and just lift to get the right side of the room feeling a lot more present without blowing out too much, if at all, right up at the top of 100% on my scopes there on my parade. I'm going to put just a touch of lift down here in the lower shadows. Okay. Next up, I'm going to do exposure frame left. So this shot was intentionally framed very close to 50-50 split on this wall right here. Kind of wish we had moved this cart now, but that's beside the point. So what I'm going to do, jump over here. We're going to balance this shot. This is kind of the biggest challenge in this shot, is just getting this thing balanced out so that she feels as present in the room as the pictures on the wall. So we're going to draw out our mask. And then I come over here and we're going to punch the left side of the room up. Kind of close. I don't mind it being a little bit different since it's not where the window is, but I want to basically get my talent where I want her now. And that's going to be kind of the guiding factor here. So let's go with that for now. I like to work, keep moving, come back, tweak. You're never going to get it perfect the first time per node. You can try, but it's not going to happen. Okay, primaries. Let's just grab our offset right here, and I'm going to roll the wheels. Just going to cool down the image a little bit, balance out my highlights a little bit. I'm not doing a whole lot, just a touch. This is really, really touchy. I don't want to go too far. I want to flatten it out, get it kind of back to pure white, and then at the end, we're actually going to go through and I'm going to kind of put some warm glow coming through these windows behind her so that it's seemingly lighting up the room back there. But for now, I just want to get it just a little more balanced right here on the scopes. All right, let's go with like that. Let's audition that off, on, off, on. Yeah, it's pulling a little greeny red. Even as subtle as that move on the offset wheel is, look at that off. It's a little greeny red on her. On, it's a little bit cooler. I like it. We're still going to do some work on her skin tone. She's picking up some red reflections from something on the camera's left side here. I don't remember what it was, but it's kind of gnarly. Okay, let's drop an adjustment node. And what I want to do here is I'm going to come in and I'm just going to pull the reds down a little bit in the low shadows. And that's certainly going to help her face a little bit. It's not going to fix it, but it's going to help. And then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to pull a little bit of green out. It's got to find where I want to pull it. Right in there. Just a touch. I mean, it's tiny. Auditioning it off and on. So then primary and adjustments together, off and then on. You can see it's already kind of cleaning up, tightening up. Feeling good. Okay, let's build out a parallel setup here. And I'm going to do skin. Call this skin 2. And then I'm going to do her shirt. So what I'm going to do is use Magic 3D Keyer here. I just want to grab her skin tone. Solo that out. Oh, that was a nice grab. All right, I'm going to play with the settings, kind of get it tightened up, isolated to her as much as possible. And since she's not really moving in the shot, I'm just going to go ahead and mask off the right side so I don't have to worry about those little giblets over here floating around. Okay, that's a pretty good grab. Again, the point of grade in 10 is to try to get within roughly 10 minutes, which is hard to do when you're talking, but I want to get a grade that's presentable to your client. Like, hey, this isn't done, but you can see how zesty this is going to feel when we are done. And that's kind of the goal here. So that's why I'm moving kind of quickly. Okay, so we got her isolated, and I want to go ahead, and the reason I did 2 different ones is I want to tackle a couple of things independently. And so what I'm going to do here is come back. I'm going to throw my scopes to vector scope and grab my effects. I don't remember how I did this earlier. What order did I do it? Oh yeah. I'm going to drop color compressor on here. But first of all, I'm going to pull a little bit of red out of the shadows. I just want to de-rederize her skin. And then I'm going to grab the color compressor. I'm going to find kind of where do I want her skin tone to land. That might be a little light. Somewhere in there. And then I'm going to compress it and adjust the saturation just to tighten her up a little bit. And you can see it's riding the skin tone line right there pretty well, but I'm going to roll the offset just to cool it off a touch more. Okay, now I'm going to connect the alpha of this to skin 2. That way, whatever I do on skin 2 will also only affect what was keyed in skin 1. So I could make her into Gamora if I wanted to, I guess. There we go. And we're done. Let's call it a day. Not. Okay. So what I want to do here is I'm going to just lift the brightness on her skin tone just a little bit in the shadows. I'm going to brighten her up a little bit. And I'm going to unsolo that and see what I've got happening here. But she's still got this kind of darker spot where there was some bounce coming back here. I don't know if I'm going to spend a lot of time working on that or just let that exist. But I think just pulling that up a little bit like that is going to help. And playing with my highlights a little bit. Checking my skin tone, still looking good on skin tone. So if I solo those off and on, audition it, off, on, definitely bringing her more to life. And I might pop that low mid just a touch more. I'm going to push it a little more. All right, we're going to keep moving and we'll come back. I don't want to screw up the highlights. I don't want to jack it up. So let me jump down to shirt. By the time we're done, we might tweak a little more. So I really just want to grab kind of the bright. There's a lot of reflections happening right here. You know, you're getting these murky, dark red, maybe little brownie tones kind of coming in. I really just want to focus on kind of the gray part of the shirt. Just want to grab the gray, and I'm going to try to do it in a way where I don't grab everything under the sun. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's see if we can isolate that a little bit more. Because she's not moving again, I will mask it. Denoise, working the blur, just trying to make it smooth out a little bit. You know, and everything it's capturing, these are, you know, the wall and these papers. It's not bad that it's capturing them, but I just want to tighten right this thing up a little bit. So I am going to just kind of dial it in a little more on her shirt. She doesn't move around a lot in this interview. So we can kind of do like that. Okay, and all I want to do is drop the saturation. I'm going to pull some color out, put it down to about 15%. Boom. See how I just went gray? Then I'm going to brighten it up just maybe more in the middle. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so let me audition that off and on. Off, on. It's really subtle, but it's got kind of a murkiness here, and now it's just a little bit cleaner. Pops a little more. Might put a touch more color pull out. So dropping sat to 10%. Yeah, I kind of like that. I like that. I'm going to come back to skin for 1 second. I just want to try. Nope, undo. Okay. Pretend I never did that, please. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to set up a depth map. And we're going to connect the alpha right there to it. And we're going to put, I'll call this de-blur. We're going to depth blur. Then we're going to connect the alpha there, and I'm going to do, call it rays. So that's our sun. So what I want to drop on here is the depth map. Sorry if that P was super poppy. Going to put it on fast so it'll jam. I'm going to invert it. I'm going to set this to adjust map levels, not layers. All right, what I want to do is tighten it down so that she is solid black. Everything kind of on her parallel to the camera is solid black. And then let the rest fall off. I don't want it to be like this, so it's so sharp that the blur is super noticeable, but I want to make sure that that back wall is pretty much at full blur. Killing depth preview. And because I'm passing that alpha through to this next node, when I drop, let's throw a Gaussian on there, you can see what it's doing. It's not affecting her or the stuff equal to her in terms of depth from camera, but everything else it's pushing way back. Now it's too foggy because you just can't use that much of it. So we're going to drop it back to about 0.15, audition it off and on. Not really catching enough of it there. Off, on. 225 is pretty good. Off. Look at these lines right here. Back on. It gets just a little bit fuzzier. So it kind of helps separate her a little more. And then additionally, we're going to throw down some sun rays. Let's draw this as if the sun is coming through right here across the back of the room. And I'm not going to worry about this hot spot here, but I am going to bring it across that. And I'm going to kind of feather that. Let's see. I'm going to do, let's undo that. I'm going to come straight up like that instead. Okay. There's no right or wrong way. It's purely what looks good in the end. Okay. Let's see what happens. I'm trying to remember, I did this earlier today to refresh my mind on this. Let me see if I can remember how I did it. Maybe I used aperture refraction. I don't think I did. No, I did not. Okay, that's not what I did. All right, see, you see all the mistakes too. You get it all here, everything. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna just roll a little bit of warmth into this. And then I'm gonna bump the highlights, and I've got, you can see the harsh angle, or excuse me, harsh edge of these angles. So we'll go back and smooth that out in a few moments. But what we're gonna do is push this up just a little bit, and we're gonna roll it a little bit warm on the highlights, a little bit toward yellow. And we're going to go back to our mask, and I'm going to say, let's soften this. Excuse me, mask, not alpha. Soften it by 10, maybe 5. Let's see what that looks like. Nope, not enough. Let's go like 15. Yeah, that's cool. Now, I'm going to bump. Let's see, I'm going to play with this a little differently. Super cool. So what's fun about doing it this way is that you're getting this sense of sunlight coming through and warming up this area, but it's behind her, so it's not it's not affecting her. Because if I had my wishes when we shot this, sorry, it's hard to talk and do it at the same time. So ideally, you're going to use modifiers, to neg fill or prevent the sun from lighting her. So you light her with fixtures and then you supplement with the room. So in this case, we're kind of recreating that. We're going to exclude her from whatever we do with these rays so that it's happening behind her. So it takes this cooler, darker look and just brings it right up. And then what that's doing is giving us the sense that we lit her and then we let the room happen behind it and we balanced it out with fixtures. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, I'm gonna put saturation and then finally a sharpening node. Actually, do I want to sharpen first? I want to actually move my sharpening. Let's do this. Let's put sharpening after denoise because I want the background to blur. I don't want to sharpen what I just blurred. So I want to blur the background that I'm sharpening because really I'm sharpening her just a little bit. That's really what I'm aiming for here. So just going to roll it down to about 0.47 right there. Okay, now saturation on the back end, I just want to push some color boost, make this whole thing feel a touch more vibrant. 10, 15, maybe 10. And all right, that's looking pretty zesty. So there's a nice afternoon sun coming in. She's warm and vibrant. We got rid of the deep reds that were bouncing off of something over here. She's feeling a lot more, put this up here. So she's feeling a lot more present and crisp because we've broken her out from the background a little bit more with that depth map. Feeling pretty cool about it. Let's toggle off and on. So that is out of the camera. Rec 709 from a red Gemini. Punched up and glowy. We got a little bit of a dark halo right here. That's just the depth blur key. We can go back and tweak that. But I think you get the idea. So please give us likes, follows, join us. Stay tuned for the next one. Check out some other videos. And this is my approach in about 10 minutes to bring this shot to life, make it presentable to the client. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.